Japanese culture is a part of the world that discovers new secrets every 10 years. Japanese culture has become something everyday in our lives. We watch anime, read manga, and don't even think about how long stereotypes have been around. For example, the main character from the anime Toradora, a Japanese mysterious schoolgirl, was actually copied from a high school girl who in the 70s keeps the streets and even the cities in fear. Unexpectedly, today we will touch on other side of Japanese culture. It was a time when women faced general inequality. In Japan, women's jobs were taken away from them, given them to men, or they were paid 80% less salary, while women managed to feed the whole family with it. It's time for a ride that will remain in the memory of a country. It was 1945, and Japan was under occupation by American and British troops. At the beginning of this short period of time, the population suffered. Japan, from the largest empire within one of the strongest and the most influential armies, became a colony. Before World War II, Japan considered itself invincible. However, such statements are destroyed more painfully. The ideas of the people were based on unity. The Japanese have been accustomed to self-sacrifice since childhood. The body served as a tool for expressing patriotism. That is, during the war, the Japanese could go to the death for the sake of their country. During the war between Japan and China, all supplies were used for military affairs, and citizens were starving and food was given out in small by coupons. Therefore, Japanese culture, kimono, umbrellas, and something else are gone. The country fell. So that you understand, there was such a crisis in Japan and that it was very difficult to return to the previous level. The country is in chaos. People were looking for a way out while in ruin, both mentally and physically. At this time, groups of street bandits began to form, who attacked citizens. Decades later, the bandit groups grew and new members were promised a large salary, and in return they would break the laws and risk their lives. We started this video by saying that women were being harassed. However, the girls who grew up before the war wanted to change this. The girls are seeing the poverty and currently that has shaped such a character in them. Boys at the time could realize that through joining gangs and something bandits groups, and as at the times girls were not taken into gangs. The schoolgirl organizations are over clan gangs. There were so many of them that they competed with the Yakuza. The local police called it SUKEBAN, which means boss girl. The girls were engaged in shoplifting but also fighting with other groups. In the community, there were a maximum of 20,000 people in one such gang. That is one of the largest large-scale women's criminal gangs. A member of Sukeban gang wore a school uniform that expressed a chuckle at the political system. During this period, American influence was dominant. At this time, schoolgirls wore uniforms like sailors, and it was impossible not to wear such a thing. Therefore, the schoolgirls tried to decorate somehow. About long skirt. They wear long skirts. This was very functional. They hid weapons under the skirts. Okay, every gang, every group had its own code. For every theft or violation of the rules, they were punished in cold blood. This is we have understood that the groups was created in order to defend its rights and destroy gender stereotypes. Such SUKEBAN attire challenged gender stereotypes. It was a weapon and goal that they were not created to please men. Well, what happened next? As we know, before 1970, Japanese women did not have the right to vote and choose. That is, women were considered, roughly speaking, an object that gives birth and takes care of her husband. Of course, many people didn't like it. Many girls, many women don't like it. So in 1917, a march took place where important topics about women's rights and the like were raised. After that, the issues were revised and the society of Japan women realized that only they have the right to their body and they were not born to an object. SUKEBAN in 70s and 80s penetrated into Japanese culture. They began to portray it in manga, anime, and movies. And what about now? Now SUKEBAN have entered the culture and many are popularizing them, but only everything beautiful and this is spirit of rebellion and freedom have been taken from them. SUKEBAN grew up in a difficult time, in crisis time, which left an imprint on their worldview. They influenced Japanese culture and self-expression. That is such very interesting topic. Turn it out and don't forget about subscribe. Bye.
So fly the Chinatown 真夜中の人混みに So fly the Chinatown 弾けるネオンサイン肩にぶつかる違いウインクを投げる知らんか